We're here in Tarporley at the dreamy Oulton Park. It's round 5 of the Thundersport GB Championship 2016.
Yes, welcome to a sunny looking Oulton Park for round 5 of 2016, a 9-round championship with Thundersport GB, although we are expecting some rain later on this afternoon. At the moment though, it's bright and we have ourselves a good race to look forward to. In this championship, Will Hodgson, number 14, leads overall from this man, Sam Cox. There is Will, we just saw Sam, by 33 points. Zach Corduroy, who missed a round due to injury, was on fire at Cadwell Park last time out, so look out for him on the right there, number 22. Slightly different colour scheme for Zach, of course. Used to be in black and yellow, but not today. Slightly different for him. Away we go then from the line and up towards turn 1, and it's Keelan Irwin that gets the whole shot. Super Teens here a bit further back. We'll get some action from the Super Teens. Don't worry if you're tuning in, you can watch that in the Super Teens show on the website. We'll have the highlights of both of their races, but for now we focus on these 450s. There, number 9 is Alex Taylor. He's just trying to get himself into position, but Keelan Irwin leads outright from Will Hodgson, then Sam Cox. 58, slightly different colour scheme there for Tristan Finocchiaro. Black and yellow. It's a bit like a wasp, doesn't it? That machine. On board now with Will Hodgson, championship leader, just chasing up behind Keelan Irwin. Keelan Irwin's so good off the line. He does the very same thing in the Super Twins, and this is a great move. So hard to get done into Britain chicane, but Will Hodgson finds a way through. Hodgson, who's been a part of this 450 championship now since it very first started, and of course he's not yet been able to win an Aprilia 450 championship. Well, that might change this year with riding like that. He left it late then to shut the nose off of Keelan Irwin, but a good move nonetheless. Third place there for Sam Cox in the white, orange and blue leathers, and then it's Zach Corduroy, number 22, in 4. Head up towards Knickerbrook and then into Druids. You can hear those zippy two-strokes further back in the Super Teen clan, but it is 14 Hodgson still that has this one from Keelan Irwin. Then it's Cox, Corduroy. Tristan Finocchiaro was making a move. Number 26 there is Alex Wood, another former Super Teen rider that has moved up onto the 450. So then, there is Corduroy, number 22. He's got himself back into contention now for this championship. He's got to try and find his way through to the front of this pack, and he's going to go the long way round to Sam Cox into Cascades. That's brave, but it seems to be working out well. Will he run out of room? Oh, they're getting very, very close to each other there. On board now with Will Hodgson. Through goes Keelan Irwin once more as they approach Island Bend, this left-hander. Now Will fights back again. Will he look for the inside line going into Shell Oils? He will, and he successfully makes the pass. Has banked hairpin this one, but ever so easy to go wrong on the exit, as you can see there. The cement dust from a rider that wasn't so successful through that corner. Zach Corduroy's now got himself up into 2nd place and Sam Cox up to 3rd. So Keelan Irwin, having led about 3 corners ago, is now down to 4th place overall. Hodgson leads, Corduroy 2nd, Keelan Irwin in 3rd, and thought Corduroy was going to move up another place then. What a great lap this has been from Zach. Fantastic rider, Zach Corduroy. And, thought about going up the inside there on the last right-hander at Hizzies. Now up through Knickerbrook and into Druids, one of the fastest parts of the circuit, certainly one of the most daunting. Through the trees we go. It can get very greasy through here. Bit of a door open then from Will Hodgson, but you have to be brave to put a move on. This is where Corduroy's got to try and get himself in the slipstream. What's happened there to Zach Corduroy? I wonder if on the exit of Hizzies he just got it all wrong, but he's fallen all the way back to 4th place. Sam Cox then tries a move. He's now just tucked up behind Keelan Irwin, so a bit of breathing space momentarily for Will Hodgson, your race leader. Then the gap back to Tristan Finocchiaro, and just behind him is Connor Wheeler. Jack Tynan a bit further back as well, number 196. Jack will be disappointed that he's not been able to get himself in the mix here for the outright race win. But Oulton Park is a different proposition compared to other circuits around this on our calendar. See Sam Cox, Zach Corduroy and Keelan Irwin all now trying to chase down this man. Will Hodgson, the championship leader, and there goes Owen again. In fact, Will Hodgson has lost 3 places there almost in one corner. Hodgson strong again though into the Shell Oils hairpin and manages to hold on to second place. Great racing here from the Aprilia 450s. Keelan Irwin then now leads again. Up into Britain's. Hodgson second, Cox third, Corduroy in 4th place. Still that gap back to Tristan Finocchiaro. At the moment, Finocchiaro is lapping about a second a lap slower than these guys, but if they continue to punch each other around, you just never know. They might well find themselves in contention. Tristan Finocchiaro is one of the riders that has made significant improvements over the last few rounds, so we'll see what happens. This is Will Hodgson, second place in this race, leader overall, chasing Keelan Irwin, the race leader up ahead, Irish rider on that Scott Motorcycles machine. Look at the corner speed carried there by Will, and now he can really get into the slipstream and make a move, and perhaps on the inside into Lodge Corner, the final turn here at Oulton, and does so. Brilliantly done, as easy as that. Cox with an aggressive move there up the inside. Thought he was going to make contact with Corduroy then, didn't quite happen, and onto the start-finish straight to click off another lap. Brilliant stuff here from these 4. At the moment, there's nobody that's really able to take a firm grip on this race and take charge. Now, there's a problem here further back. 39 Connor Sellers, looks like he might be out of this race. He's got a problem with his 450. Rider from Nantwich on the KJD Racing 450 out of the race. Now, super team rider there, just being lapped by the race leaders. That's number 88, Harry Lay. Now then, around Island Bend they go. They're trying to find positions inside and outside there of the super teams, and that has worked out best here for Will Hodgson, who now has the lead. And look at that, Zach Corduroy's gone with him, and the traffic has just held up 1 or 2 riders there, and so our battle of 4 at the front is now down to 2. Will Hodgson and Zach Corduroy. Corduroy in the slipstream now of Hodgson as they make their way into Hizzy's chicane. Hodgson just about latest on the break. Sam Cox still there in 3rd. Zach Corduroy's got a lot of corner speed here through Hizzy's. He nearly got it wrong a couple of laps ago. Keelan Irwin has dropped back to 4th place now. On board with Will Hodgson again. Up into Knickerbrook. And he'll tip right through into Druids. And this is the point now where you'll see, just a bit wide on the approach there, but Zach Corduroy now in his slipstream. He'll try and find a way past. Will Hodgson's going defensive. He goes to the inside there. He's going to make Zach Corduroy go the long way round, and in fact doesn't allow him through at all. Major moment there for Will Hodgson though. Heart in mouth, I'm sure, and he loses out on 1st place, although he's lucky in truth to even stay on board. A big moment there for Will Hodgson on the brakes down into Lodge Corner, but he's not afraid, is he? Look at that, straight back into the lead again, into Old Hall Corner. Will Hodgson having the season of his life, but Zach Corduroy is going to put up a big fight here for the championship this season. Coming into this weekend, Zach Corduroy was 45 points behind. There are double points on offer here in both of the 450 races. Absolutely crucial for Zach Corduroy to try and get himself back into the frame here. Got Syd alongside me here in the commentary box. Syd, Zach Corduroy, despite missing a round due to injury, he's looking in brilliant shape.
Oh, he's fantastic. What an incredible racer. Fantastic comeback. Talking about absence, we wish Will Keynes very well since his crash at the last round. Dreadful crash was that, but I hear he's recovering nicely. It'll be great to see him back as soon as possible. But yeah, I mean, obviously, in a way, we'd love to see Will Hodgson take this championship because he's been at it for so long. But he's got company, hasn't he? And Sam Cox, I mean, how great is that to see him come back so strongly this year?
On board here with Jack Tynan, a bit further back. He's embroiled in a battle with Tristan Finocchiaro at this moment in time, and joining in the party it looks like is Alex Taylor as well. Here we go, nice move that from Tynan as they make their way around Hizzy's. Hard to do.
Well, Jack's now finally getting the grips with this 450. Used to do great things with the CB500 in the Thundersport 500 Championship. But I have to say, also, Tristan Finocchiaro, what a great year it's been for him this year. Absolutely fantastic. Really coming on song.
Yeah, one of the biggest improvers, without a shadow of a doubt, Tristan Finocchiaro, former Super Team rider who didn't really ever get himself up into those top 3 positions, but since moving on to the 450, he's come of age this season. Now then, on board with Will Hodgson, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to chase down Zach Corduroy now. That lead for Zach Corduroy is already over a second. Will Hodgson will be thinking of the points here. Damage limitation. Corduroy will pull 10 points on him. But that would still mean a 35-point lead for him overall. Sam Cox, further back in third, would pick up 32 if he can stay there. Keelan Irwin at the moment in 4th place. But yeah, I don't think there'd be too many people upset to see Will Hodgson lift the trophy at the end of the season. I don't think people would be disappointed to see Zach Corduroy do it either. Of course, former Super Team champion, a rider with a lot of talent. A lot of people excited to see what he'll do in the future of his career. But with Will having been in this championship, he's a bit like Van Wilder. He's just been in it forever. And all these new kids coming in and around him, and he's still able to put up a strong fight. He's not exactly old himself.
No, he could be classed as the veteran of the RRV 450s, but he's still only a baby as far as I'm concerned anyway.
Oh, everyone's a baby as far as you're concerned, Sid, but I wouldn't say that he's old. There's a move already here. That's Alex Taylor just going up on Tristan Finocchiaro. Jack Tynan's dropped back a couple of places as well. But out front, it is still number 22, Zach Corduroy, with the advantage. You're looking a bit further back here at that battle for 5th place. On board here with Jack Tynan, through to Druid's corner. There is your race leader, Zach Corduroy. When he's on a mission, Corduroy is incredibly tough to stop. And I'll certainly echo those comments you mentioned about Will Keynes. Of course, Will Keynes and Zach, very good friends off circuit, as most of these boys and girls are. Hodgson seemingly settling now for 2nd place and the points. Big look over his shoulder there, and he'll see that Sam Cox is behind him, but is a good 3 seconds behind as we see a move here coming from Tynan. And there he is. He's made up another place, Jack Tynan, so he's having a good race here. Of course, after Cadwell, he'll be disappointed, as I mentioned, not to be fighting for a top 3 place, but it's not to be today. Oulton Park's such a difficult circuit to navigate on a new bike. Now up towards Island Corner, Island Bend, fast left-hander on the throttle early, then up towards the banked Shell Oils. Ooh, just lost a place there again. They're having a proper ding-dong here, Tynan and Finocchiaro. There is Corduroy though, completely unfazed by it all. Number 3 is Ben Ashcroft. Ashcroft, pretty Super Team rider, just being lapped here by Corduroy, who's just half a lap to go then, until you see the checkered flag and 50 points on offer. Tristan Finocchiaro up the inside of Jack Tynan there. Heard a bike go down, and a bike has gone down. Alex Taylor, who was in an excellent 5th place, has thrown it away, unfortunately, the Scott Racing's motorcycle rider, and he shakes his head. What a shame for him. That would have been one of his best finishes in the 450s, but the checkered flag is out. Zach Corduroy is back to winning ways once more, and how important could this be? 50 points for Corduroy in race 1 means he's now just 35 points behind in the championship overall, and he'll be delighted with that. 2nd will go to Will Hodgson, who will retain his lead, and we'll just wait for 3rd place in a moment. It is Sam Cox and Keelan Irwin. Now this is the battle for 4th. Look at this lot coming through here. Number 96, Connor Wheeler, going through under Jack Tynan as well. They're all trying to find a position across the line. Oh, Tristan Finocchiaro, it is, that gets himself into 5th place. Brilliant job by him, one of his best results of the season. Just up there ahead of Connor Wheeler. Poor Jack Tynan really lost out there, just at the flag. Zach Corduroy then, your race winner ahead of Will Hodgson and Sam Cox.
Sam, 3rd place. You're not having a bad season, are you?
No, absolutely. Brilliant, fantastic. Really enjoying myself, the championship, and the lads who are racing against. really high pace, so I'm really enjoying it. Thank you all to Thundersport, Ian, and just all my parents who are getting stuck in and help me get out to race.
It's so close out there, isn't it?
Yeah. Zach's on another level at the moment, so just got to try and gap that, but we'll get there and look forward to the second race. It's couldn't do any more in that race. I rode as best I could, and so I'm happy.
Well, you spent a bit of time at the front, and it was really close all the way through. But then when Zach did get by, he kind of went, didn't he?
I didn't think I had the pace to run at the front this weekend, to be fair, Sid. So when I was at the front, my plan was just try and keep him behind me, and then Zach come through, and again I just try and cock him up a little bit and hang on to him, but I just almost spat myself off 3 or 4 times trying to do that. So I looked behind and seen there was a little bit of a gap, so I thought we'll settle for second and see how it goes on in the future. But Zach's certainly got the wind under his sails.
He certainly has. You got a shout out to some people?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Ron Hodgson Specialist Cars, Joe, in competition Ian Myra, Gibbo, Jimmy, Dave Lewis, Nitro Helmets, John Lloyd, Colroyd, Jeff at Pipeworks and Taylor who've come watching today, all the Marshall Medics officials, Thundersport. I think I forgot people, but thanks very much.
You crafty little devil, you. You've pulled it off again, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, it was a brilliant race. First few laps, well, half of the race, we were battling, tussling for the lead, and yeah, like Will said, I think he just at a moment I got a good gap on him and pulled away. So yeah, brilliant race.
But you do it over and over again, don't you? Do you just sit and watch and wait for their mistakes, or to see what they're doing, maybe where you can overtake them?
Oh, really? It's just waiting for the right moment, I think. I don't know. It's just I see when I can get a good pull on them, get a nice little lap in, and there we go. Just getting away then.
And break their hearts. Who have you got to thank, mate?
Yeah, massive thanks to Tony Lloyd Trust Fund for helping out. Mum and Dad, cousin Boyan, brother, my little nephew Lawson, California Superbike Race School, V2 Mal, Paul for coming up and helping, and yeah, pretty much everyone. Just good start to the weekend.
A good start to the weekend indeed for Zach Corduroy. Can he make it a perfect one? Race 2 coming up. Welcome back to Oulton Park. It's race 2, and as we predicted, the wet weather has come down ahead of this second race. Zach Corduroy, victorious earlier on, brought the gap down between himself and Will to 35 points, but Sam Cox here is second overall. He's 31 points adrift of Will Hodgson here, who did well there to take second place in race 1, 40 points. Wet tyres. The order of the day, a wet race declared, but there are some dry patches here around this circuit. Green flag up at the back, that means we're ready to go. The lights are on, and away we go. Good start there from Keelan Irwin. Absolutely rockets through there to first place. And you just see Will Hodgson, I think, squeezing up into second as the super teams make their way around here as well. Good stuff there then from Keelan Owen, and he has the early advantage from Will Hodgson. Sam Cox in third, number 54. Then it's number 93, Matt Rangeley. Didn't see too much of him earlier on in race 1. JDF Racing Machine there, number 73, is Cameron Tenzing Jenkins. And then you've got number 39 there, Connor Sellers as well. There's Zach Corduroy, that clear visor on so you can see his eyes. He'll charge down, try and get another win. Just never know. With double points available, can they close down on Will Hodgson? What will Will Hodgson be thinking here? He'd love to get himself another win and take a championship lead with him into Rockingham. It's been so many bad luck tales for Will Hodgson over the years, and he's never quite been able to get himself into proper contention at the end of the season when he's in charge of his own destiny at the moment. There is Keelan Irwin, number 69, ahead of 14 Hodgson and 54 Cox. Then it's Corduroy, Rangeley and Tristan Finocchiaro. Interestingly, this year's championship is actually an awful lot closer overall than we've seen in the 450s for some time. They've always been brilliant races, but the last few seasons there's always been a rider that gets himself to the top, just continuously finishes races and wins the championship early doors. I'm thinking in particular of the likes of Sam Wilford and Callan Cooper, etc., that have won this championship despite being involved in brilliant races. Ben Luxton is another who managed to do the very same thing. Ben Luxton, who used to sport the number 9, much like number 9 there, Alex Taylor, a bit of a wobble on the exit. He fell in race 1, he won't want to do the same in race 2. 58 there is Finocchiaro, he finished 5th earlier. Now Will Hodgson, we're on board with, he drops to 3rd place. Sam Cox, his nearest championship rival, has moved through into 2nd place, and Cox might fancy this one then. Smooth rider is Sam Cox, which will help in these conditions. They hunt down together. Keelan Irwin out front. Keelan Irwin 5th overall in the championship, and I should just point out that Keelan's not exactly a million miles away himself in the points, so he would love to pick up this race victory. His younger brother Reese, who races in the Aprilia Super Teens, both of course travel over from Ireland, race under that Scott Motorcycles banner. At the moment, Keelan it is that has the early advantage from Corduroy and Hodgson. Then a bit further back, sorry, from Cox and Hodgson. Then it's Corduroy a bit further back. Syd's in the commentary box with me here. Keelan Irwin, a rider that really is growing at each round. He's getting better and better.
Yeah, he does both classes, does this, and he does the Super Twinz, which is obviously very good for him. As you say, him, his brother and the team, you know, mum and dad and T. Scott, they all come over. I mean, just such a monumental effort to come to all the Thundersport GB rounds. I mean, we moan about travelling to, you know, some of these circuits that seem a long way away, but when you come all the way from the Emerald Isle or ferry every time, I mean, it's, you know, quite awkward.
Yeah, absolutely is. You see here out front then, Sam Cox and Keelan Irwin. Sam Cox seems eager to get past Keelan Irwin, and in these last couple of laps has shown the better pace. And as they come on to the start another lap, Will Hodgson's just struggling to hold on to their coattails at the moment. Background there, Zach Corduroy leads the rest of the pack, but they are a bit further back than you would expect to see them, although in conditions like this, anything can happen and anything can change. Double points on offer again here. Corduroy will not want to finish behind Will Hodgson in this race. He's got a championship to try and get back on track again. Now then, here comes Sam Cox, just tailing the race leader, Keelan Irwin. Irwin with loads of speed around Island Bend, as he showed in race 1. Cox then, a moment, just sitting there watching. They deal with a bit of traffic. Round Shell Oils they come. Good thing about Sam Cox is he can get aggressive when he needs to, but he's a fair passer, and he'll just pick his moment. He'll work out where he's faster. He's been fast these last couple of laps, but he's not forcing the issue. Now, can he get in the slipstream here? This would be a good opportunity. Down the hill into his, he's probably not close enough on this occasion. Oh no! Keelan Irwin has gone down. I thought I saw a few spits of rain again there on the camera lens, and poor Keelan Irwin, whilst leading the race here, look at the smoke pouring off his leathers there, and he can't believe it. A perfect chance for him to try and pick up a race win and at least fight for it, and he will not believe his luck there as he goes out of the race. At least he's up and he's walking away and he's okay. So easy to do here, and that leaves Sam Cox out front. And Sam, well, he hasn't even got to pick one. I said we saw some rain. We definitely have seen some rain. Now, this changes things. Of course, Sid, in conditions like this, of course they're out on wets, but they've kind of, would it be fair to say that they've used the best part of the tyre up already as it's dried up or not?
No, they should be okay. I mean, the wet should be okay. The only thing that does happen here is because the wets have got up to temperature, suddenly it rains. The track goes cold, and there's a drop in the temperature quite quickly, a drop in the tyre carcass temperature, and that can catch riders out, particularly at the front end, as we just saw there with Keelan, and he just lost the front end.
Well, that changes the dynamics of this race further back there. You can see number 26, Alex Wood, a number of other our riders, Casey Wyatt, Connor Wheeler, Lee Harnett in these 450s now. Then out front, Sam Cox. What a big win this would be for Sam. 50 points on offer. At the moment, his championship rival, Will Hodgson, is in second place, but it's been a while since we've seen Will, and the conditions are so changeable here that he could fall into the clutches of those behind him. Now let's wait for him. One of their back markers. There is Will Hodgson, number 14. At the moment, he's okay. He's okay. Number 18, Jody Fieldhouse, just gets past. So Will, well, 40 points here would be good for his championship. The gap would be cut down to 21 overall, but it's still a championship lead. There we see Connor Sellers and Alex Taylor. Those guys are going well. They're up inside the top 6 overall. Cameron Tenzing-Jenkins is having one of his better rounds as well. There's JDF's Connor Wheeler. Another rider that has come on quite a bit in the last 12 months. Sam Cox leads then. It's a big lead at that, looking calm and cool. He'll be delighted that he didn't have to put a move on Keelan Irwin in the end. Keelan helped him out there a bit. Now, this is the battle between Corduroy, Rangerley and Finocchiaro. These guys are lapping quickly. See if they can close down on this man here, Will Hodgson. Cox looks like he's home and dry, if you excuse the pun. And look at that, here comes Corduroy up underneath Will Hodgson. Will has been caught napping. Now Corduroy does not come on his own. We just saw a moment ago. He comes with company. And this could be crucial for the championship, and that is great news for Sam Cox. And immediately you can see here, Will going through the chicane, trying to get himself in between a few people sandwiched. Oh my word! Corduroy there almost chopped his nose off. Will Hodgson here knows exactly what's going on with his championship, and is getting a bit desperate all of a sudden here and now. Here they come down, and look at Finocchiaro coming in as well. That's a bit late on the brakes, and oh no! Oh, like Skittles, they all go down, and the championship leaders out there as well. Matt Rangerley's furious with Finocchiaro. Will Hodgson is absolutely fuming and cannot believe what he's seeing here. Will Hodgson, the championship leader, is down and out. Now he's got back on his bike. Will, of all people, should know that he's not going to get anything out of that. Well, you just never know in bike racing. And Sam Cox here, who's just going around in this horrible weather, will have absolutely zero idea that this last lap is actually worth the championship lead to him all of a sudden. This could completely turn everything on its head, with Corduroy in second as well, Sid. Having been 31 points ahead of Cox, 35 points ahead of Corduroy, he's now got a situation where he'll be, I think, second in the championship, and there'll be 9 points between 3 riders going into Rockingham.
As you said, I mean, Will was caught napping there. That gaggle, they were catching all the while, and the faster they went, the better their tyres were gripping, and I think that Will just felt on his own, you know. But yeah, he's just certainly paid the price there. Not his fault, to be fair, no wonder he's upset. But he'll be all right, he'll come back. He'll be, he's a slogger, is our Will.
Well, good news is, of course, that he got up and he walked away, and either way, it's going to be very close when we get to Rockingham. It's been a while, hasn't it, since we've got to round 6 of a championship, and we've seen such a small margin between 3 riders for that 450 championship. But it sounds mouth-watering as they arrive at Rockingham. Just goes to show you what double points races can sometimes do.
I don't want to apply the commentator's curse, but I mean, it is lovely to see Sam back at the front of a RRV race again. I mean, he's you know, he's back to happy ways again, isn't he?
Well, a happy Sam Cox is a fast Sam Cox. We all know that. He's very much a confidence rider. He's got the talent, and this win will do him loads of good. Connor Sellers here, by the way, with all of that that's just happened, has moved up to 3rd place. This would be a personal best for Connor in the 450 class. We saw him on the podium in the Aprilia Super Teens once or twice, but the KJD rider, sorry Connor, me and Sid have been caught napping here. Sam Cox is going to win the race from Corduroy, and Connor Sellers is going to take 3rd. And it looks like CTJ might be up in the top 5 as well. He is ahead of Alex Wood, so what a shake-up this has been, and what a win here for Sam Cox. 50 points in the back pocket, and Sam Cox is your new championship leader with that brilliant victory here in awful conditions. We'll have to wait a while before you see sight of Zach Corduroy, but Zach Corduroy's picked up 90 points from this afternoon here at Oulton Park. Unfortunately for Keelan Owen and Will Hodgson and a few others, there's nothing to show for their second race efforts. Connor Sellers, a personal best, 3rd for him, ahead of Cameron Tenzing-Jenkins. Alex Wood 5th, Casey Wyatt in 6th, and there is the top 3. What a change in the championship overall for him. Now look at it, there you see, 4 points clear of Corduroy. Hodgson is now dropped down to 3rd overall, 9 between 3.
Connor, your first podium in the 450s. Obviously you're with the KJD Academy, as I like to call it, but I know it's like tough conditions, but you must be chuffed to pieces.
Yeah, it was a really good race. Thought it was going to dry out at one stage, but it started raining again, and then a few people went down, but yeah, it was good.
Excellent. You got some people to thank?
Yeah, KJD, Ian Newton, Motor Racing, Power Maxed, and Maxton Suspension.
Packed with silverware once again. Not only second place, but you've also got the JNRB Racing Rider of the Day award chosen by the Marshals. So you must be doing everything right.
Yeah, really happy to have won this. Yeah, massive thanks to the Marshals. Yeah, it's been a tricky day today, I think. Dry first one, wet second, and yeah, being my first time back out on the wet track after crashing at Brands, I think it's bringing my confidence a bit better. So yeah, really happy with that.
Excellent, very well done, mate. And sponsors to thank?
Yeah, massive thanks to Mum and Dad, brother, little nephew, my cousin for coming up, as well as Paul for helping out, and also massive thanks to Tony Lloyd Trust, California Superbike Race School, V2 Mail, and yeah, just everyone. Brilliant, thank you.
Sam Cox, back on top spot. Well, it was always going to come, you know, it was just a matter of time, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm over the moon with that race. On the warm-up lap, the boys were going really fast. I thought, Jesus, it's going to be a tough one this race. But yeah, I just tried to get my head down, and Keelan was setting a really good pace, and it was unfortunate for Keelan to drop off because it would have been quite a good race at the end. But really happy to be back on the top step again. It's nice, good for the championship, and just yeah, nice way to end the weekend, and especially with the double points. It does my championship well, so yeah, happy. Thank you.
Well, once you actually got your head down and got in front, I mean, you just drew such a good lead. You know, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, I had a really good feeling, and you know, when I was in that place where you can just almost feel like you can do anything with the bike, and it feels magical, and it was a really nice feeling. And I had one moment going into the last turn, and that scared me a bit, and I thought I must calm down a bit, and I dropped off the last few laps with the lap times, and yeah, brought it home safely, and I'm glad to finish the weekend without a crash. Last few rounds have been crashing a bit, so it's nice to finish that way and roll on rocking them.
Excellent. People to thank?
Of course, my parents, Thundersport, In Competition, my sponsors, AF Switchgear, Power System Partners, Electro Pro Solutions, Nitro, of course. They've done me a good job for a new helmet for this weekend, so very much thank you to them. And all my friends and family who come and watch me every weekend.
After 18 races in 2016, 3 riders split by 9 points. Do not miss round 6 at Rockingham.